The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act Section 24220 has mechanics, shop owners, and auto technicians across America telling their customers to avoid buying any new car in 2026 or beyond. They're not doing this to hurt their business, they're doing it because they see what's coming, and it's going to change everything about vehicle ownership as we know it. The kill switch mandate. Buried deep within the 1,100-page Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that President Biden signed in November 2021, Section 24220 mandates something that sounds like science fiction. By the 2026 model year, every single new passenger vehicle sold in America must be equipped with what critics are calling a kill switch, technology that can monitor your driving performance, decide if you're impaired, and shut down your vehicle. The government's justification. Now, the government calls it advanced drunk and impaired driving technology, and they'll tell you it's all about saving lives. The statistics are real. 12,429 people died in alcohol-impaired crashes in 2023. That's about 34 people every day, one person every 42 minutes. Drunk driving costs this country $194 billion annually. Nobody's arguing that drunk driving isn't a serious problem. Even Mothers Against Drunk Driving called this the most important piece of legislation in the organization's 45-year history. But here's what they're not telling you about how this technology actually works. How the technology actually works. The law defines this system as one that passively monitors the performance of a driver of a motor vehicle to accurately identify whether that driver may be impaired, and prevents or limits motor vehicle operation if an impairment is detected. Notice that word, passively. This isn't like the ignition interlock devices that convicted drunk drivers have to blow into. This is watching you constantly, analyzing everything you do behind the wheel. Automakers can choose from several compliance methods. They can install driver-facing cameras that track your eye movement and head position, monitoring whether you're looking where the computer thinks you should be looking. They can use software that analyzes your steering patterns and lane-keeping behavior, deciding whether your driving meets their algorithmic standards. Or they can embed touch-based alcohol sensors in your steering wheel or start button that measure alcohol levels through your skin. Think about that for a moment. Every time you get in your truck, cameras could be watching your face, sensors could be analyzing your touch, and computers could be judging whether you're fit to drive your own vehicle. The Driver Alcohol Detection System for Safety program, known as DADSS, represents one of the largest government-private sector partnerships in transportation history. It brings together the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration with the Automotive Coalition for Traffic Safety, which includes every major automaker, Ford, General Motors, Toyota, Honda, BMW, and more. They've been developing two primary systems: breath-based sensors integrated into your vehicle's cabin, and touch-based sensors that measure alcohol through skin contact.
Kill switch jail.
No way out, but here's where this gets truly concerning. Once this system flags you as potentially impaired, your vehicle can refuse to start or restrict operation. And here's the critical issue that should terrify every vehicle owner. There are no federal rules defining how you get out of that lockout, no required appeal process, no mandated reset timeline, no human review. Critics are calling it kill switch jail, and there's no clear exit. Representative Thomas Massey from Kentucky put it perfectly when he asked, "When your car shuts down because it doesn't approve of your driving, how will you appeal your roadside conviction?" The answer is, you can't. The Alliance for Automotive Innovation has warned about false positives, stating that even if 1 in 10,000 trips were expected to experience a false positive, this could result in thousands of unimpaired drivers encountering problems that prevent them from driving each day. A 2023 Insurance Institute for Highway Safety study found that some eye-tracking systems flag drivers as distracted for routine actions like checking mirrors. Using hand sanitizer before touching your steering wheel could confuse a touch sensor. Think about the implications. You're driving to the hospital with a family emergency. You're rushing to work for an important meeting. You're evacuating during a natural disaster. And your vehicle decides, based on an algorithm's interpretation of your behavior, that you're not fit to drive. There's no 911 to call, no override code, no human to appeal to. You're stranded. The privacy disaster. Representative Harriet Hagman from Wyoming called this a massive and likely unconstitutional rule and an invasion of privacy on a greater scale than we are used to seeing from our government. Former Representative Bob Barr warned these devices are a privacy disaster in the making. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis recently declared this mandate something you'd expect in Orwell's 1984, not in a free country, and the privacy concerns go far beyond just being monitored. These systems collect data on your driving habits, eye movements, and biometrics. This information could be accessible to insurance companies, law enforcement, or hackers. The technology creates what experts call an open system with a backdoor, meaning authorized or unauthorized third parties can remotely access the system's data at any time. Many critics argue this violates Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable searches. The death of the independent mechanic. But there's another angle to this that directly affects every mechanic, every independent shop, and every vehicle owner who values the right to repair their own equipment. Currently, 70% of the nation's 292 million registered vehicles are maintained by independent repair facilities. These are the shops that keep your costs down. The mechanics who know you by name. The guys who can fix your truck without forcing you to take out a second mortgage. But this new technology threatens to kill that entire industry. As vehicles become increasingly computerized, independent shops are already struggling with data access issues. According to Auto Care Association industry surveys, 84% of independent repair shops view data access as their top business challenge. Over 60% are experiencing difficulties with routine repairs due to manufacturer barriers, and more than 50% have to send up to 5 cars per month back to the dealer because they can't access the necessary diagnostic information. This is exactly why Congress has been debating the Repair Act, H.R. 1566, which would require automakers to provide independent shops with the same diagnostic information they give their dealers. One independent shop reported spending more than $400,000 in 2024 alone on education, equipment, and facilities just to keep up with modern vehicle technology. Many shops simply can't afford that investment. Without right to repair protections, experts estimate that drivers will be forced to use dealerships where costs are higher, taking an estimated $100 billion from drivers' pockets. The kill switch mandate makes this problem exponentially worse. These monitoring systems will be integrated deep into the vehicle's electronic architecture, likely requiring specialized diagnostic equipment and manufacturer authorization to service or disable. When your kill switch malfunctions, and it will malfunction, you'll have no choice but to go to the dealer. Meanwhile, many experienced mechanics are reaching retirement age, taking decades of hands-on knowledge with them. The skills gap is growing, and instead of training the next generation to work on mechanical systems that people can understand and fix, we're rushing toward a future where vehicles are black boxes that only authorized technicians can access. The financial impact. The average new vehicle transaction price has already surpassed $50,000 for the first time in history. New car prices remain about $8,000 higher than they were 5 years ago. Now add mandatory monitoring technology to every vehicle, and those prices will only climb higher. Meanwhile, the used car market gets more expensive as people avoid new vehicles with kill switches. The Congressional Battle. Several members of Congress have tried to stop this mandate. Representative Scott Perry from Pennsylvania introduced the No-Kill Switches in Cars Act to repeal the requirement entirely. Representative Thomas Massie has repeatedly attempted to defund the program. But in January 2026, 68 House members voted against Massie's amendment to block funding, including 57 Republicans and 211 Democrats. The good news, if you can call it that, is that NHTSA missed its November 2024 deadline to issue the final rule. In December 2024, the agency reported to Congress that alcohol impairment detection systems have not yet been implemented in production vehicles offered for sale to the public that would meet the requirements set forth in the bipartisan infrastructure law. So 2026 model vehicles won't have kill switches yet, but the mandate still exists, and NHTSA is working diligently on issuing the rule, though they won't provide a timeline. This gives us a window of opportunity. Mechanics are telling their customers to buy now, while they still can get vehicles without this technology. They're advising people to hold on to their current trucks and cars longer, to maintain and repair what they have, rather than buying into a system designed to take away their independence. Because once this technology becomes mandatory, there's no going back. Every new vehicle becomes a potential government monitoring station. Every drive becomes subject to algorithmic judgment. Every breakdown becomes a forced trip to the dealer. The question isn't whether you trust the technology or believe in its mission to stop drunk driving. The question is whether you're willing to give up your independence, your privacy, and your right to repair your own vehicle for the promise of safety managed by the same government and corporations that have consistently prioritized profit over your freedom. Your mechanic is begging you to avoid 2026 cars because he sees what's coming. The real question is, are you listening?